I'm gonna spill a little tea, alright? I've known I like boys and girls my whole life. I wasn't no thought, as much as some people thought I was. I hung out with some thoughts. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe in that bottom right corner. Hit that bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. Y'all gonna know to watch me if you're notifications, then go ahead and do that. For those guys who new, go ahead and hit pause, get till the drink right. Look, smoke, whatever it is you get into, then come on back. For those guys who know what we do, we're gonna bless this food. We're gonna get into it. Alright. Heavenly Father, thank you for these numbers. Christ, amen. Yes. So I got me a little nacho table, y'all. Got a little chicken on it, some steak, avocados, onions, mushrooms, cilantro, a couple other little things. But happy Pride Month, y'all. Yes. As y'all can tell by the title of this video, you know why you here. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give me a couple of bites in first. How y'all doing? What you eating on? What you drinking on? Bro. I got me a little cast iron skillet. And I'm learning how to make steak go from damn to damn. Like, okay, Burritos, Chipotle, Moe's. Y'all ain't got nothing on me. Y'all done messed up giving me this cast iron skillet. Damn, this is good. Yes, it's Pride Month, y'all. I know a lot of y'all out here getting into some shenanigans, and you know, but Pride Month ain't just about that. Pride Month is about celebrating, you know, people of the community, whether they know they're part of it or not, and just acknowledging the struggle and just paying homage to those who, you know, pioneered ways to just make life a little bit better for you and me, okay? So in honor, baby, I should have did this before I start talking. In honor of Pride Month, I think I'm gonna go ahead and tell my little coming out story. I've definitely had a couple people reach out to me via Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, to kind of talk through it. So a couple of y'all know, but many of y'all don't. I'm gonna spill a little tea, alright? So first off, I identify as pansexual. For people who've been on my channel from the jump, y'all know that. For new people, there it is. I'm not really finna explain that. Go Google it. I've known I like boys and girls my whole life. No flex. I think the first time I knew I liked a boy, but I knew I liked girls first. I used to have a crush on my neighbor. This girl named Stacy. But I also had a crush on this boy in my neighborhood. I don't say his name. Well, I said Deshaun. I've always known I like boys and girls. Probably since like the first grade. I remember exactly where I was too. I was in first grade when I first realized, like, damn, I like boys and girls. So, you know, my whole life, I've known I was different. I had some interests that the boys had, but I had interests that the girls had too. For me, it took a long time to figure out the terminology that I was using. And what I mean by that is, I knew I wasn't straight, that I did know, but I also wasn't sure that I was gay either. I had a narrow idea about what gay black men look like. I felt like in media, and this is still pretty true today, but I think we're moving away from it. Whenever they do show a black gay man, he either is a queen, and ain't nothing wrong with queens, but I'm just saying, that's the only thing you ever see on TV. The girl, the rolling the neck, the sass, the, you know, just the extra one. Then like, you have your DL brothers, the very hyper masculine. They pass like, you would never question like you didn't like women. So there wasn't no in between as far as I knew. So, you know, my mom had a lot of gay friends, male and female alike. I knew gay women, they looked different, and that was studs, that were girly girls, that was somewhere in between. But with the men, the only gay friend I knew my mom had for certain was this dude who was super duper femme. He used to wear, my mom used to do his hair, he used to wear like long, like individual braids, like girls did back in the 90s. He used to wear stuff like that. He used to rock a white toe or a pink toe. So he was very, you know, femme presenting. In my mind, I'm just like, well, I know I like boys and girls, and I know I know that alone means I'm not straight. I'm like, am I really gay either? Because like all the gay black men that I had knew or had seen, they was all very femme presenting, and I just felt like that wasn't me. I felt like I wasn't super, you know, rough around the edges like some of the boys were, but I wasn't like girly either. Felt like I was somewhere in the middle. Those of y'all who need somebody that look like them, and I look like that, we're in this together, honey, okay? I think I balance very masculine and feminine energy pretty well. Sorry. I was confused about what I like with the terminology for a long time. I didn't really feel the need to explore it at the time, and it wasn't that I was afraid to, because I grew up in a pretty open household. We talked about everything in my family: racism, white privilege, gay rights, women's rights. We had real conversations in my house, and you know, I grew up in a house where people respected people regardless of who they are, what they look like, who they date, whatever. So it wasn't like it took me a long time to say something because I was afraid. But it was just like, if I say something, I want to be sure what I'm saying. When I was in middle school, I got introduced to this word, bisexual. This guy I went to school with, I ain't gonna say his name, but we was really good friends and still are good friends to this day. And man, he used to like the same girl, but I also knew he liked boys too, though. He told me. Like slick, real in passing. We didn't really talk a lot about it, but he would say enough for me to know that he was talking about a dude. But we would never really just talk about it like that. He was bisexual. I'm like, what that is? I never heard of that. I just knew gay, lesbian, straight, and trans. Well, what I thought I knew trans was anyway. But I didn't know about bisexual, and he told me, and I was like, oh, okay. So I felt like I understood the term, but I didn't really know if that was me for real. Because like, as much as I was attracted to boys, I could never see myself getting physical with one. Even back then, I just thought boys, and I know I'm a boy, but I'm not the best representation for the average guy, I guess. I felt like generally boys were nasty, like hygiene wise. I didn't feel like boys were clean. And that alone was enough for me. I was like, ugh. My brother was an athlete, played all the sports. And he was a relatively clean dude, but he still, at least I didn't feel like at that time he was as clean as me. But I just attributed that to him just being a boy, a straight boy, playing all these nasty sports. But, you know, I was in locker rooms in PE, and I would see guys, you know, do dumb stuff, putting their jock strap on somebody's head or throwing socks in somebody's face. Like, it's real nasty stuff. I'm just like, why would you do that? Even then, I was just like, ugh, like, y'all nasty. When I got to high school, it just got worse. I was like, dudes are real just dirty. Like dirty living creatures. And I was like, I was like, I could never. I was like, yes, you like boys. You know that. It's fine. But can you be with a dude? Probably not. When I got to high school, people would always ask, are you bi? And I'm like, yes, no, maybe. Like, the first time I heard it, I didn't know how to respond. I was like, ooh, other people know this word outside of me and my friend. Ooh. So, you know, most people just always assumed I was bi. They would always ask. I hung out with a lot of girls that guys wanted to get with, like cute girls. Like none of my friends are ugly, let's be clear. Period. I had male friends too. And I think the boys in particular, the straight boys, they were confused by that. Because they knew I wasn't straight, but they didn't really associate me with some of the out gay people that was at school. We weren't the same. So I think that just shows like even their idea of what gay looks like in black men was, you know, pretty limiting. Because I felt like a lot of them were kind of confused by me. Had hella dudes hit on me in high school, but on the low. I ain't gonna say his name. This light skinned dude, he was a little bit older than me. I think when I was 14, he might have been like 15 or 16. He used to look for every opportunity to get me by myself. Like, I ain't even going into that story because I'm gonna go down a rabbit hole, but basically he thought he was slick. He would say slick stuff, try to get real handsy in the dark. But when the girls around or the boys, he's super hyper masculine. And I was like, that's fine. I was used to it. Like I said, there was a couple of guys trying to hit on me even back then. Before I even knew. And then before I think they knew anything either. But I was just like, well, I don't see myself actually being physical with a guy. So, it is what it is. So when those guys would hit on me, I wouldn't do nothing. I wouldn't even pretend like I was gonna do nothing. Like, I wasn't no thought, as much as some people thought I was. I hung out with some guys. My friends were just free, living their best life, okay? And I was supporting all the shenanigans, all the bald-headed hoes.
I'm with the bald-headed hoes.
I had hella piercings, which especially at that time was weird for straight guys, unless you know you was like gay. Hella earrings, had my tongue pierced, or people just thought I was just a freak. I'm like, you half right, I'm a freak, but I ain't a hoe. I ain't no thought. But I remember one of my teachers, a younger guy. He was closer in age, and I mean, most of our teachers was close in age to us, but he was really close to our age. When I first got my tongue pierced, I didn't tell nobody except my best friend, so she knew. But like I was talking funny because my tongue was swollen, and when we was getting ready to go to lunch, I had said, Mr. Such, I said, can I go to, I had asked him, can I go to the cafeteria a little bit earlier, you know, before everybody else got down, so I can get some ice from the lunch lady, because she wasn't gonna be able to do it, you know, once like people start showing up to get food. And he was like, yeah, fine. And he was like, wait, come here. He was like, what you need ice for? And I'm just like, I just need it. He said, why you talking like that? And then this girl in my class, she was like, because he got his tongue pierced. And then my teacher looked at me, he was like, you got your tongue pierced? I was like, yeah. And he said, let me see. And I showed him, he was like, oh, you a little freak, ain't you? And I was just like, oh my goodness. I was just like, little do you know, like, you can get the business. Because he was like a pretty boy kind of teacher. So he looked clean. I was like, I might be able to give him a chance, maybe. And I had a thing for older people anyway, so it was there. But anyway, I one thought ended up, I just had hella jewelry, body piercings and things, and a couple tattoos. The boys and the girls liked me. It is what it was. But I knew I wasn't getting involved with no dude. Hygiene wise, well, except that teacher. I would have. I didn't. I don't think he would have. He might have. Be quiet. So, people ask, is he bi? Depending on how I felt. Yes, no, maybe. I don't know if I answered at all. No one, I never really gave a solid answer. It's really anybody. But I didn't know really. I was like, I don't know. I mean, I knew if somebody said you straight, no. But are you gay? No. And it's like, but I knew I was something else. I just didn't know what that something was. I went to college, had a couple experiences. So I'm gonna leave that way there. And I was like, okay. Physically, I'm still kind of disgusted by boys. But I was just like, I mean, this is fun though. About to take 3 showers afterwards. I just felt like they weren't really clean. When I started working at Spencer's, and I remember this particular year, this is when like I was finally able to put a word to it. Supreme Court had just ruled that gay marriage was, you know, a thing. And it was unconstitutional, you know, to like stop people from getting married. So they legalized gay marriage everywhere. And I had just started working at Spencer's at that time too. And I was hanging out with a lot of queer people, openly queer people. I'm getting to see what different queer people can look like that are all people of color. And I can see, you know, everyone doesn't really fit one specific mold. So I'm getting really comfortable just feeling really a part of something. And I remember this dude walked in, don't know what race he was, but I just knew he was what I would call racially ambiguous. I just knew he was cute, and I was like, ooh. So I went over to the jewelry counter. I knew he needed some help. And he was like, nah. But then he started flirting me, saying, I'm not gonna say what he said, because he was being a little nasty, but he was being like very direct and very clear, like, I'm interested and I'm trying to, you know. And I was like, ooh. And this is the first time a guy has ever showed interest in the daytime with other people around. Like I had never experienced that. Like I was used to dudes hitting on me in the corners in the dark and couldn't nobody see it when nobody was around. But this was the first time I experienced that, and I was like, wow. And the fact that I wasn't remotely disgusted by him, like I was actually instantly interested in him and attracted to him, obviously. And I was like, bruh, maybe you can be with a dude. I mean, that moment, I was like, I think I'm bisexual. I remember just saying it like out loud, mumbling, and I was like, I just said that. I was just like, I think I am though. I got on my phone and I had called my sister, my AJ, my best friend, my best friend, my left hand. I had called my sister. She's the first person I called, and I was like, girl, I gotta tell you something. And she was like, boy, what? And I was like, I think I'm bisexual. And she said, for real? And I was like, yeah. She said, where you at? And I was like, girl, I'm at work. And she said, which one? Because I worked at Best Buy 2 at a time and Spencer's. I was like, I'm at Spencer's. I was like, okay, I'll be in a second. 15, 20 minutes roll by, and my sister come walking through the door, cheesing, smiling. And she just ran up and we just hugged. And she was like, Marcus, I just love you so much and I'm so proud of you. And when I tell you, I ain't never felt so free in my life. You know, forget, you know, the rest of the world. Like, I knew not everyone was gonna take kind to that. Like, I knew that. But it was just something about me being able to come to that realization on my own and then be able to express that to my family, my very best friend, and for her to react that way. I'm just like, anything in the world disturbs me, I can handle it because my support is right here. Like, my sister just literally stopped whatever the hell she was doing and rode all the way up to my job. I'm just like, I just love you so much and I'm so proud of you. And I was like, oh my God. And then instantly it was like, so we finna go to these men's strip clubs. We finna start doing all this extra And she was like, so, what do you think you are? What kind of boys you like? She said, we can go look for men's together. And I was just like, girl, come on. Yes, let's do it. I text my friends. Y'all know who y'all are. I refer to them in the shade room. I text the group. And I was like, y'all, I'm bisexual. And everybody was showing the same kind of support that my sister did. And I was like, wow, that was easy. Not that I was really worried about it. I was like, it was easier than I thought it would be. I'm like, wow. And the very next day, I called my granny, who was always number one in my corner. And I didn't think she was gonna react one kind of way. But I didn't want to call it at night because I wanted to still kind of process it on my own and with my friends. So the next day, I was so excited to call my granny and tell her. I had a 9 a.m. class that morning, but I wasn't gonna have time to call her in the middle of me getting up and getting to class and not having to rush. So I called her after my first class. I remember because I got out like 11:30, and I went to early lunch. And I had called her on my way to get food or coming back from food. One on. She's like, Granny, I gotta tell you something. And she was like, what? And I was like, it ain't something I've been keeping from you, but it's just something I just kind of figured out for myself. She's like, boy, what? And I was like, I'm bisexual. And she was like, and? And I was like, I want to tell you. She was like, okay, and? And I was just like, that's all you have to say? And she was just like, well, what you want me to say? You want me to be mad? She said, I don't care. She said, I love you one way or another. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, I knew that was going to be the reaction, but to actually see it, experience it was a different kind of thing. Because, you know, some people don't get that. Some people think their folks going to react one way and they react the total opposite. Some people think their folks going to react negatively, and that's the truth. And that terrifies them, so they don't, you know, say no. So, you know, I expected her to just be okay with it, but she was really just like very nonchalant. She was like, okay, Ann. And I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, talk to that girl. That's my coming out story. And even, like I said, even when I said I'm bisexual, I knew that term wasn't for me. I said, but it felt a little bit better than gay or straight. I said, it's not exactly what I am. I said, but it seems pretty close. It was another couple years after that, and I finally found the term that I actually have been going by for a couple years, and that's pan. So I identify as pansexual. Yeah, that's my coming out story, y'all. I didn't really have to come out like I said, because most people just assumed I was bi. But, you know, I had to figure it out for myself. And even then, I was like, this word still ain't right, but I'll take it, I guess. I just wanted to share that on our Pride Month. Happy Pride. If you somebody you thinking about coming out, don't know how, you want to talk, reach out to me. My Instagram and my Snapchat's down in the description. Hit me up. You can talk to me confidently. Ain't got to worry about me telling your business and everything. I don't really give advice, but I listen to people and I kind of help. I give suggestions and I help people just kind of figure out what they need to do for themselves. But, you know, if you ever want to talk, hit me up. Let me know. I'm putting some resources down in the description somewhere too, because I know a lot of people get kicked out of homes when they come out. You know, families don't always react well. Sometimes people choose not to say anything at all because it's a safety issue for them. Like, it's dangerous to come out. I acknowledge that. So whoever you are, wherever you are in your process, I'm trying to figure out who you are or where you belong. You are loved, you are appreciated, you are respected, and you are valued, and you're always welcome, at least at my table and at this on this channel. So if nobody else told you, I love you. You are strong. You are stronger than you think. You are enough, and you matter. That's my tea. This is a lot of food. It's probably gonna be lunch and dinner for like the next 2 or 3 days. Make sure y'all drink your water, eat your smoothie, so be smooth like me, because you up to it. Till next time, y'all. Bye.